All right, we're gonna go ahead and set up our user frame now. We've already set up the tool frame. We're gonna set up the user frame. We're going to use the 3-point method when we do this. So make sure you might have to hit F3 and other when we go to frames, and you can jog down and forth. So we might have been in like tool frame. All right, see how it's in tool frame? I already have my tool frame done, but then we want to switch to user frame. So I'm going to hit F3, which is other, and we're going to go down to user frame. So I'm going to use, I assigned myself number 2, so it should be empty right now, and I'm in my user frame. So I'm going to hit enter to enter into it. All right, under comment, I'm going to put my name. So when I'm all the asterisks are selected there, I'm going to hit enter. All right, and step into it. I'm going to scroll down or touch the screen, hit keyboard, okay, and then I'm going to type in my name and then exit. Okay, so now it's going to have my name there. Now what I need to do is this is not the right method, right? We're going to do the 3-point method, so I have to hit F2, or I can touch the screen and hit method, and I want to select the 3-point method. Okay, so notice the screen changed to the 3-point method. Remember, jog and joint, record in world. So remember, 3-point method, we are going to place the origin first, and then the new X, and then the new Y. So if you notice, okay, on here, I've slanted the plane for you. So our plane is actually going to be at a 45-ish, all right, for you to actually do your controls in. So this is good if we have to, like, you know, paint a model body in a car. So like Nissan, they have to pull up different number files associated with what body parts getting painted, so the contour is different, so the user frame can be different when they take that approach and paint the vehicle. All right, so I've already got the robot set in the first point that I want to do in the 3-point method. So I'm going to make sure that that's my origin point. I'm going to make sure over here that I am going to change my coordinates to world. I'm going to hit shift reset, clear my fault. All right, and then I'm going to hit shift and record. My point is now recorded. All right, so then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here to joint, okay, and then I'm going to clear my fault, turn my speed up. Hopefully you guys can see everything as it's going on here. All right, and then I'm going to move the robot over to the next point. So I'm not going to have you guys watch me sit here and manipulate the robot back and forth, hopefully too much, but you know, I'm going to get close to that next point over here, and we are going to record, all right, where the new X value is going to be. So you can't quite see it on here, but there's 4 corners over here on the actual mat. So I'm going to align it to this corner over here for the X coordinate piece. So I'm going to move that over just a little bit more, okay, just so I'm a little bit happier with how we're at over here. Okay, I'm going to twist it around just a little bit because I want to make sure that the robot, okay, is perpendicular to the point that I'm going to be creating for the 3-point method over here. Okay, so it's going to be over here, and then we're going to get perpendicular to it. Okay, try not to overturn the arm too much as you do this. It's really more later on we're going to have troubles with it trying to twist and do certain things and possibly get in singularity. All right, but I'm going to come over here. I'm down to my X direction point. So that means, all right, my new positive X is going to be in this direction now. I'm creating a new positive X, which means I got to make my positive Y in this direction. So I'll show you the Y in a second. But right now we're recording the new X direction. Okay, so I'm down here. I've moved back into world. Okay, I'm going to hit shift record. Okay, and it tells me my points recorded. Okay, and then I'm just going to scroll on down here to the Y point. All right, go back to joint. Okay, and then we're going to move the robot obviously a lot faster than that. All right, and I'm going to move the robot down here. You can kind of see where we're moving over here. You can kind of see the point down over here. It's down over right about in here. Okay, so you can see the point that's down in here. All right, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to make the tool just a little bit more perpendicular to that, and then I might move it this way just a little bit. All right, so that I'm good. So I'm really just kind of defining my plane here that my robot's going to be moving on. So this is my user frame. I'm creating a new X, Y, and Z. So I'm down here. I'm in the Y direction. I'm going to change my coordinate to world. Okay, then I'm going to hit shift and record. Okay, so that should record all your different points there when you do that. Okay, so now that we've recorded our 3 points, they should all say used right there. All right, so when we do that, all right, now we're going to test. We're going to use the move to command. So I'm going to move my cursor up to the origin point right here on the screen. I'm going to hold down shift and hit move to. Make sure I'm in world. All right, it's going to move exactly to that coordinate system, or to the origin that I put in. Okay, then I'm going to move the cursor down. We're going to go in the X direction. I'm going to hit shift move to. All right, and the robot should move directly to that point. And then I'm going to move it down to the Y direction. All right, I'm held down shift and move to. Notice the robot should stay on the plane. It's a little bit higher because of where I put the point in, but that should be what the robot should do for us. So shift move to. So it's a way to make sure that you check that everything goes accordingly, and you recorded everything and everything moves nicely in world. Remember, when you had to do that with your tool frame though, you had to move the block out of the way so it wouldn't hit the block. Okay, so now what you need to do is check that your robot moves correctly in your frame. All right, so I'm going to hit shift coordinate, and I'm going to select my user frame and my tool frame. Notice it's set to 4 right now on my screen. I'm going to hit 2 because that's my number, and then I'm going to hit shift coordinate again, and I got to go down to the user frame, and I'm going to select 2 as well. Okay, so now if I move the robot, okay, if I got to go into joint here. All right, now if I move the robot in my new X position, okay, it should follow my, I'm hitting plus X, all right? It's going in my plus X direction, okay? That's my new plus X. And if I put it in my new plus Y, okay, I'm moving it in my new plus Y, okay? Because I'm in my user frame and my tool frame, all right? So I should be able to go down and move the robot much faster than that, all right? But it should follow my plane as I move all through everything. Okay, just so you guys can see the difference, I went ahead and changed my user frame up a little bit. So I made it so my origin, okay, is up here now. So I made this my origin. All right, so now that my user frame is going to go this direction. So you can see I'm going to double check because I'm going to move to all my points, okay, and just make sure and verify that everything is good. Okay, and then I'll move back to the origin up here. So I'm moving back up to the origin. I don't hit the plane or anything like that. So now when I jog and I use my right hand rule, okay, I'm going to raise it up a little bit so we don't hit anything. Okay. Now, notice if I'm going to hit my positive X, now I'm going that direction. My minus X is that way. Okay, so now we've defined everything differently. So this is going to be my minus Y. All right, and notice how it follows along there, jogging in world, and then my plus Y. So I've just changed around the user frame a little bit, just so you get an idea of how it changes when you can maneuver it and manipulate it back and forth. Okay, so that's user frames. So you'll be able to do that once you complete your tool frame. Everybody get through their tool frame first, and then we'll do our user frames.